And when you go to the kitchen, you can see all tables and cabinets stretching out and even lifted up so you can stretch out the window as well. Small details, but still very modernistic. Utzon had to do that on a very low economical base, in fact. He spent all money on bricks, and then he had really to work on the economy for the very rest of that. So we did the nature ourselves, the first generation did, and for Utzon he wanted glass walls, then floor heating that was very modern and some kind of open space, not very much, but he opens it up so you feel it like rather big space. We can be here anyway, 25 persons. But it's not very, 25 square meters or so, it's not very much compared to what you see from the same time in Denmark. But he opens it up and I think it works quite well. Well, I'm taking your time and now I think you should spend the rest of it by taking a walk around in the house, see what you want to see. And
can I just point out a few things I think you should observe in the way, since this is also a Danish home we're into. This is a Utzon house, but it's a Danish home. And there's that little interesting thing that the guy who designed most of IPC, the section from 1967, Sten Eiler Rasmussen, was a friend and teacher of Utzon. They were pretty close. And you can see a lot of elements in this house that you can find at IPC also. The windows here is the same thing we have in the dining room. We used to have windows like that separated in the middle. That's a cheap version. But then a few years ago we got new windows, so we got them sort of full scale. But that's one of these small details Utzon did to save money. It was possible to make big windows, but they were cheaper if they were divided up in the middle. And this idea with the ceilings that are tilted, you'll find everywhere at IPC. Notice the corridors, this idea of the light coming in sideways. So the light in the corridor changes all the time. So it's a new experience to enter a corridor depending on what time of the day it is. It's also, the lights also changes in the common room all the time. We have destroyed at IPC quite a lot of that by putting in stronger lamps, because today people want stronger light than they did in the 60s. So a lot of the things Sten Eiler Rasmussen thought about IPC actually have been destroyed by people like me, but there was the same idea. And when you walk through this house, notice how you go from different heights of the ceiling in different rooms. You start getting in from the outside, the closed wall, like Jorn explained, and then the house opens up, the garden opens up, and this room feels much bigger than it would have been. It's quite small actually, but because of the ceiling, it gives you a feeling a little bit like you're into a cathedral, and then more light is reflected from the walls. So many small, beautiful details have gone into things, and it hasn't made the house more expensive. That's the real point here. It's having a lot of money is no guarantee for quality. For a real artist and designer, a limited budget is what makes the job more interesting and more challenging. Some of the best results of modern design comes out of a limited budget. There are a few sort of icons of Danish design here. Some of you have already seen the picture of this chair by Hans Wegner. It's 60 years old, the design, and you find it in so many Danish homes, including my own. It combines sort of industrial elements with the feeling that they're craftsmanship also. It's very comfortable and it lasts forever. And I don't know how many millions it's been sold in, but there are many Danish homes.
Also in many schools they have them.
Yeah, in Japan it's very popular also.
Yeah, and schools in Denmark.
Yeah, but problem is you can't stack them, so nowadays when you need to clean all the time, and it's a little unhandy not to be able to stack. Another thing you'll find everywhere in Denmark is this lamp by Paul Henningsen. Yes. In the common room, you have the small brother without the top level. And in the computer room you have the big brother with many different shades. It used to be very cheap, now it's not so cheap anymore. It cost this one about 4,000, the one in the computer room about 10,000. But used to be fairly cheap. And the original, believe it or not, is designed 1925 with glass.
It's in there.
And if you are a real Paul Henningsen freak, nerd, then you will love to collect. And there you have the rare opportunity to see a collector's item.
The original.
We old Paul Henningsen land with glass. And if you get close to it, don't bang your head into the glass. That's then that would be capital punishment. The final thing that I think is a good example of the ideas of modern designers in Denmark, wanting to create flexible furniture for the busy family, not a lot of time to clean and different functions for the same piece of furniture. This chair by Hans Bølling, who I think is still alive. Table. He's an old man by now. It's been around for many years, and it's a really good example of flexible furniture. So, it's very light, easy to move around on the wheels. You see the surface here, you can put a hot cup without making marks and rings. You can use it as a tray. You take it to the kitchen, you have guests, you have all your stuff there, and then you bring it in, put it down. You can, if you have a lot of guests, you can also take this one. And you can decide whether you are in the mood for a white or a black surface, or maybe a zebra version. And then when your guests are gone, and you want to change your room into a table tennis tournament hall, then you can take it away like this. Ta-da! Smart.
And
what
they
you
are also good concerning export. You can concentrate.
This is early IKEA idea. You can pack it into a brown box. The thing you cannot do is to bring it to IPC, because then the first time there's a party, somebody would be drunk and sit on it, and then it would be smashed. But other people can have this for 30, 40 years and still have pleasure out of it. Yeah.
Have a look around, and just to mention, all installations are concentrated in the corner for economical reasons as well. So you have heating in between. Today it's municipal coming from outside, but you started by having your own private heating stuff in there. And there you have got all installations concentrated, and you just drop water through the walls into the kitchen, as you can see it, and on the backside to the bathroom. So very short pipelines are running in there, all concentrated. And you used to have walls around the study place out there in the entrance where you came through, and also here with just a door in it. So, and then you've got parents sleeping at the back. So in fact, 4 rooms in all, including the living space here, is what it is about, 100 square meters in all, with a garage at the end.
And let's get the rule clear. Where the door is open.
The windows look very nice.
But if you say that the must have really been punctured yet after so many
And so nice of him to open everything.
Yeah.
What is in here? Toilet. I think it's modern.